Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum and good morning to my students. So we were doing past paper question of chapter number fifth, and from this book. I always show you this book on the screen because you just recall your mind that what we are doing and from where we are doing. Okay. Now our this is our ending chapter of chapter number 5, and the chapter number 5 is, that it is fractions and standard form. So my dear students, I have already done 3 questions out of it uh, from the past paper question, and now I'll be attempting question number 4 today. So question number 4 has been asked in paper mathematics paper 11 5. The code is 0580, October 10, question number 10, October November 2013. This was asked in 2013. Okay, without using your calculator, work out. Now this is past paper question. Past paper questions. And question number 4 is under consideration, and we are not allowed to use our calculators. So, because the question is itself self-explanatory, and this is 5 whole 3 upon 8 minus 5 whole 3 upon 8 minus 2 whole 1 upon 5. 2 whole 1 upon 5. Now this is a question of subtraction, and you know that these are the mixed fractions. So we will convert in these both of these fractions into the improper fractions. But I have told you that there is another way of doing this question, but that is a little tricky. You can also subtract 2 from 5, and you can separately subtract 1 upon 5 from 3 upon 8, but that is somewhat tricky. So just avoid that thing. I'm going to convert this fraction into improper fraction. 5 8 times 40, 5 8 times 40, and add 3. It will become 43 divided by 8 minus 5. 2 times 10 and 11 are divided by 5. So as I told you that the bigger number is the LCM, but when they are on the same table. Now you see that these are not in the same table. Now 5 is divisible by 5 and 8 is not divisible by 5, and 8 is divisible by 2, 4, 8, but these three numbers which I told you, 2, 4 and 8, are not divisible by 5. So what we do, we just multiply straight with them. We can multiply them straight, and we will find the LCM, that is 40. 5 8 times 40. Now the idea behind, and what is that this 40 will be divisible by 8, and as well as with 5 also. Now 8 5 times 40, and 5 3, and 5 43 times. Now 43 multiplied by 5. Now 43 multiplied by 5. 8 5 times 40. 8 5 times 40, and 5 3 times 5 3 times is 15, 20, 21. Now it is 215 minus, and similarly 5 8 times and it will become 88. Now just minus 88 from 215. So 15 minus 8 is 7. 15 minus 8 is 7. Of course, we have borrowed 1 from here. So it has become 15. Now here you can see there was only 1. So it has gone 0. Okay, it has gone 0. So we again borrow it from our left side, left neighbor. So it will become 1 plus 1, 2. So 1 is given to your right side neighbor. This is your right side neighbor. So it will become 10, and 10 minus 8 is 2, and there was only 1 left. So my dear students, it will become 127 divided by 40. Now you see, since our question was written in improper fractions, so I have to write this question into improper fraction. So it will be 43 times, or you can also say that 4 times is 12. So you see that it is divisible. So it is like this now, minus. Okay. Now, and how will you write this? This you will write the quotient. This is 3, and you see that this is 40. You can write 40 straight over here, the divisor, and the remainder over here. So you can also check it. 43 times is 120, and just add 7. You will get 127 divided by 40. So it is QED, and it has been completed. It is completed now. Question number 5. Samantha invested $600 at the rate of 2% per year. Simple interest. Calculate the interest earned in 8 years. Okay. Now this is also question number 13. Paper number 13, question number 4, October, November 2012. Now this question, the upcoming question has been asked in 212. Samantha invested. Now I'll write some of the words from the word problem. So Samantha invested dollars. How much? 600 or 6,000? $600. Okay, only $600. $600. Simple interest. There are two types of interests. One is simple interest and other is compound interest. Okay, I'll tell you sometime later that what is simple interest and what is compound interest. Rather, I have to tell you about the simple interest. Now, simple interest is how much? It is 2%. Simple interest. Now, I have to write it. Simple interest is only 2%. Now, what does simple interest do? The simple interest does not change the actual value, the principal value. The simple interest does not change its principal value, which will always remain $600. For example, for the first year, now our period is 8 years. Now the period, let me write, the period is 8 years. The period of interest is 8 years, and it is simple interest is applicable, not the compound interest. Okay, 8 years, $600, 2%. And as I told you that in simple interest, the principal amount remains the same. Now this is our principal amount. It will remain the same. Okay, it will remain the same. How we will calculate in the first year? Now in the first year, it will be $600, 600 multiplied by 2%. Now you are well aware how to write percentage in form of fraction, or you can also write it like this. Simple like this. This and this are one and the same thing. Plus 600. In my last lecture, I also told you how to uh, formulate this. So you see that you can, from any of the two, you can proceed. For example, I proceed from here. You see that 6 2 times is 12, and $12 is your simple interest. $12 is your simple interest, and after first year, your amount is $612 after first year. Now it has become 612 years. Now, as I told you that though we have changed from $600 to $612, but in simple interest, the actual amount remains the same. So in the next second year, just keep this $12 somewhere. Now keep this $12 somewhere in your column, in your working column. Okay. In the second year, again it will be 12 year, and in the third year it will be again $12. In the first year, you know that it was 12 years. Now how many years are there? There are 8 years. Just multiply period with the interest you have earned. Interest you have earned is 8 multiplied 12, that is equal to 96. Now because it is a simple interest, we always apply simple interest on our principal amount. We'll always apply in the first year, in the second year, in the third year, in the fourth year, in the fifth year, in the sixth year, in the seventh year, and eventually in the last year, and that is the eighth year. We'll always use this as the principal amount. But if it was compound interest, then we would have the principal amount for the second year would have been this. So it is beyond my scope to uh, to it is beyond my scope to tell you about the compound interest. So our answer is equal to $96 for the 8 years. The total interest in 8 years will be $96. Now question number 6. Question number 6 is again paper 13/05/80, October November 200 2012. Okay, my dear students, show that is equal to, okay, there are some. Question number 6. Question number 6. 1 upon 10 whole square plus 2 upon 5 the whole square plus 2 upon 5 the whole square is equal to, now this is given, the everything is given over here, so it is equal to 1.17. So question is, write down all the steps in your working, show that. Now I have to prove that this left hand side is equal to right hand side, and I also have to show up my working. So you know, when this power has been applied upon whole this bracket, so everything in the bracket, everything in the bracket will be applied by this square or whatsoever the power is. So if I open this, it will become 1 upon 100, because anything raised to power 1 is 1. If it is 1n, so it will be 1. You can put any power to n, so it will remain as 1. So it will become 1 upon 100 plus 4 upon 25 plus 4 upon 25. Now I have opened both the square bracket. These are the brackets which were squared. So I have also taken left hand side, and I have to prove this left hand side to the right hand side. Now this is right hand side. Okay. Now we'll proceed with the bigger one because it is from the same table. Okay. It will become 1 plus 4 times 100, 25, 4 times 100, and 4 times 16. Now, my dear students, you see that something is clearing now, that it has become 17 upon 100. And as I told you, that when you get some zeros with 1 in your denominator, just do it like this, and put a point over 1. Okay. Now you see that it will become uh, it will become 0.17, which is equal to RHS, So this was quite a simple question. Now question number 7. Okay, my dear students, question number 7. Maria pays $84. Now Maria has paid $84 for what? I don't know for what. For as a rent. She has paid $84 for rent. So the rent is increased by 5%. Okay. The rent has been increased by 5%. Increase is 5%. It is very, very simple. And the formula is like this. And as I told you, that you can also do it like this, plus 84. Okay. Now since this has become like this, so it has become this part only. This part has become 4.2 plus 84, and that will become $88.2. $88.2. Now only 3 questions have been left. So question number 8. He borrowed $4,500 from a bank at the rate of 5% per year compound interest. Okay, now compound interest has come. So I have to clean this thing from here. And the question under consideration was, this was the question number 7. So now I am going to do question number 8. Question number 8. Compound interest. As I gave you a hint in question number 5. Now compound interest has come. Now he borrowed how many dollars? He has borrowed dollars 4,500 from the bank, and the period is the interest. Now this is CI. CI means, SI means simple interest. CI means compound interest. A compound interest is, the rate of compound interest is 5%. The rate of compound interest is 5%. There is a special formula for this compound interest, but I am going to do it with the linear method. Okay, I am going to do it with the linear method. There is a formula for compound interest. There is only one question, so I am not going to bother for the com- uh, I am not going to bother for the formula because the period is only 2 years. Period is only 2 years. Okay, now for the first year, that is very simple. For the first year, interest for the first year. Now for the first year, it is always the simple interest. For the first year, whether it is compound interest, whether it is simple interest, for the first year we will calculate always, we'll always calculate the simple interest. Now interest for the first year is equal to 4500 multiplied by 0.05 plus 4500. Now this is the interest. In fact, this is interest. If I just rub this, okay, this is the interest. Okay, if you see that there are two places of zeros of points, you can just remove these two and these, everything from here. Now 45 multiplied by 5 only has left, and it has become $225. Interest is for the first year is $225. Dollars 225. Dollars 225. We What will we do? We will add this interest. We will add this interest in the principal amount. Now this is called principal amount. What was our principal amount? This was our principal amount for the first year. Now it will be risen to this. Now, what has become? It has become simple addition 4725 dollars. Now, my dear students, this is the principal amount for you for the next coming year, and this is the last year. This is the last year because period is only 2 years. The first year it has become 227. For the second year it has become, the principal amount has become this. Now we will get two answers from here. If the compound interest for the second, you can get three answers from here. We can also find the amount which we owe, which this man owes to the bank at the end of the second year. Number one. Number two is we can also find the interest of the second year, first year and second year. And third, we can also find what was the difference between the two. Okay, now this is 4725. Now 4725, again 4725 multiplied by 0.05. 0.05 or 5%. This is very simple. Now this will become $236.25. The amount for the second year. Now this is the amount in of interest. This is the amount of interest which was compounded. Now here you see it has been compounded, and for the first year you see that it was $225, and for the second year it has become $236.25. So it is in the at the end of the second year. At the end of second year. And this was our whole period, 2 years. First year and second year, 2 years. Now, what is the question? Let me read the question. If the book has asked us only the compound interest, then what will we do? We'll just add this amount and this amount only. This amount and this amount only. So the rent engineer, how much interest he pay? Yes, only interest has been asked. Only interest has been asked. Now interest after the second year is equal to interest in the first year plus interest in the second year. This is the total interest which he have to pay along with his principal amount. Along with his principal amount. So this is 225 plus 236.25 is equal to, that is equal to dollars 461.25. 461.25 because of the compound interest. Because of the compound interest. I hope you would have understood what is the simple interest and what is the compound interest. Okay, now there are only two questions left now. Jasjeet and her brother collected stamps. When Jasjeet gives her brother 1% of her stamps, she has stamps left. Okay, now Jasjeet is a stamp collector. Jasjeet. Now you see that twist in the. Now there is a twist in the question. It is also called philanthropist. Okay, very difficult word. Now she gave to her sister 1% of her. She gave 1% of her stamps. 1% of her stamps. And what was the actual number of stamps? Actual number of stamps, we don't know. Actual number of stamps. Now, again, it has two ways to do it. Let me consider that there were X stamps. X stamps, okay? There were X stamps with Jasjeet. And after given 1% of the stamps, the leftover stamps were is equal to 2475. 2475. Now 1% of X. It is very simple. 1% of X. 1% of X. Now my dear students, you know that she gave 1% of her total collection to her sister, and she left with this one. Now we have to apply the reverse percentage. Now what is the reverse percentage? That means 100. There were 100 stamps, and if I gave 1%, that means I gave her one stamp only. I had 100 stamps, and I gave only uh, uh, only one stamp to my sister. Okay. Now how much I am left with is 99%, and I am left with 99%. Okay, now 99% stems are with me. 99% of stems are with me. So 99 percent of x is equal to 2475. How much is it is? So what we will do, we'll simply, now this is 0.99. Of course, this is 0.99. You can also convert it to 0.99. X is equal to 2475. So x is equal to 2475 divided by 0.99. So you will get the actual answer. It will become 2475 divided by 0.9925. So the answer is 2500 stems. Now, in fact, we have found x from this statement. Now, x is what? Actual number of stems. X is what? Actual number of stems. And actual number of stems were 2500. 2500. And what I gave him, or I gave her, or Jasjeet gave her, is only 25 stems. Okay. This is your answer. Actual number of stems 2500. Only one question. Only one question. This was question number 9, in fact. The last question which I solved on the board is question number 9. And question number 10 is on the way. And this is our last question. This is our last question, my dear. And we are going to study very good without using calculator. Okay. Question number 10. The last was question number 9. Work out 258. 25 divided by 8 multiplied 37. Okay, we don't have to use calculator because it's not allowed in this question. Very simple. Again, there are two ways. Just hide this and solve this, or you can convert this. I am going to convert. This is the conventional way. 16 and 16, 8, 2 times 16, 16 and 16 uh, added with 5, 16 added with 5 is 21 upon 8. Again, 2, 8 times 16, 16 plus 5. 16 plus 5 is 21, and it is written here 7. So 3, 1 times 3, 3, 2 times 6, 63. Or you can, don't go for the multiplication. Don't go for the multiplication. Let me simplify, because this is being simplified here. 7 1 times 7 and 7 3 times 21, because there is a multiplication sign, so you can always do it like this. 3 times 9 and 8 upon 9, 9 upon 8, and we'll convert again it into like this. So it will become 1 upon 8. So this was our whole exercise, and inshallah be doing equations and rearranging formulae in our next lecture. So it's time to say you goodbye, and it's also time to say sign off. So my dear students, just like, subscribe and share to your fellow students my channel, and keep on viewing this lectures. I'll appreciate your effort. Allah Hafiz.